Thank you very much. Very glad to be here. Actually, when a friend of mine yesterday informed me about this event and asked if I would like to talk for a few minutes and say some hello words and maybe more, said, well, of course, yes. Because we are pretty much used to conferences that are talking about today, talking about problems of yesterday. Unfortunately, there are no so many events that would be addressed and would be targeted for tomorrow. Now Ukraine is undergoing several very difficult but actually exciting processes, as you know. They all come at once. And many times you can actually see how these forces of future and tomorrow are combating their way through this pretty ugly swamp of what we inherited. I talked with some colleagues of mine before entering here, and we discussed the generations of the millenniums, those who were born already in this century, and how they act and influence the today and the future. And it was said that now it's even not them or us, it's even today's teenagers that would actually reap the fruit of what is being done now. For Ukraine, for 20 years, it was quite a long way of saying goodbye to Soviet practices, to Soviet patrimonialism and other things that forced the country to leave very much behind its potential. It's only now, actually, that we are preparing a leap forward that will bring us to this world of future, to having the country live to its potential. And actually things that are being done now are to prepare such things. And I really am happy to welcome you, because as far as I understand from the topic of the event and from the presentations that were given before, the topics discussed here actually make this future happening. We have a few fields in which the things that you are doing are of paramount importance. We speak of decentralization, for instance, which means that communities can manage their lives more or less autonomously from the big brother up in Kyiv. But this also means that, small as it is, but a community needs efficient means of intercommunication, control, and influence and a say of concrete people on the concrete decisions on the local level. And there are no other ways to get through it efficiently than rather than through e-technologies and the possibilities to empower, token if you wish, any person with the possibility to have a say in the local affairs, have local decision makers understand what is necessary from them and have a feedback. The same goes with decision making on the national level. We have this Prozoro system of procurement, but that's only a big first step, because fighting corruption, making decision making impartial and not related to human factor is also a very big and challenging way to go. The financial sector. Actually, the bank reform that happened here was to clear the field from the so-called zombie banks and others who actually were sucking and resucking the resources. But now, as the new age is coming, it is very necessary to have the new instruments implemented. But here it's also quite a peril, because again and again, sometimes the legislation here is not old but even ancient. And sometimes the regulators, the regulating bodies are very active and persistent in insisting on the fulfilling of norms which have been outdated for quite a long time ago. This is why I see that time is running out. This is why I also except for the words of greeting and ensuring you of the importance, I would like to suggest one concrete thing also. If you have either some problems in starting business here, and we welcome the new initiatives that come here and open their businesses here, or you have suggestions on laws or bylaws that are in the way, because to come out of this swamp that I described earlier, we really need to get many logs from the path. So please do not hesitate. Contact the organizers. They would be in touch with the administration of President, with the Minister of Justice, with other people who are actually promoting the change and promoting this world of future to see concrete steps happening and the decisions being made right. So once again, welcome and all the best with your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.